Hello everyone and welcome to the latest edition of Bronte Mania. Please remember to subscribe to the channel if you like the content I am putting out, and click the notification bell so you received all notification of future videos. And also give my videos a thumbs up if you like the content I am putting out. Today I would like to delve more deeply into my novel on Anne Bronte's life, which I have written and which I hope to get published soon. Unfortunately, the publication date has been set back because there's still quite a bit of editing work needed doing on it, but I'm hoping to have it ready for publication very soon. So I want to delve a bit more deeply into the novel. I'd like to talk about the fact that I was trying to explore Anne's life in as much detail as possible, and this relates very much to looking at aspects of her life which I believe are not so commonly known by the local populace. One of which is the fact that she used to bake wonderful cakes which she used to take round when she visited local parishioners in the area, in the Haworth area, actually in the village. And this was doing the work for her father in reaching out to the local parishioners and just to make sure that they were okay, and to offer up a spiritual message when she was there. In actual fact, I've invented a character, because this novel is actually a novel, so it's not a biography, so although I keep true to all the main important events in Anne's life, I also add certain parts into it as well and invent certain characters to give it a different perspective. I think it works quite well in the book. In particular, there is this old lady which Anne visits, and this is when she returns from her first governess post. After she leaves that post and she returns home, there's this person she visits which is actually an invented character, which I was very pleased with. They strike up a really strong bond, which is an important aspect of the novel, in fact, and I was really pleased with that. But yeah, a lot of people don't know about this talent for baking cakes which Anne had. After she died, there was elderly members of the who lived in Haworth, who would rave about her cakes and say how wonderful they were and what a wonderful person Anne was, and she was much loved by a lot of people. It just shows you how many people's lives she really did touch. I don't think she ever realised how many she did. And that's something I tried to bring out in the novel. Another aspect I try to bring out in the book is Anne's close relations with her sister Emily. In fact, a family friend, Ellen Nussey, she was basically Charlotte's friend, but she became a big friend with every member of the Bronte household. When she visited Haworth the first time, she noticed how close Emily and Anne were and referred to them as twins because they were just so close. And I brought that out in the novel as well, I think, to good effect. There's some really quite nice little scenes I drew this into, which I was pleased with. Also, in the first volume of the book, I delve into Anne's thoughts as she's working on her two novels. I've given an idea of how these novels might have come into being, and I enjoy doing that, how she used aspects of her own life and brought them into her novels, how this might have come about. I always think writing a novel like this, especially with Anne, because unlike Charlotte, not so much is known about her, so you have to flesh out a bit use a bit of imagination as well, and just try to get deep into a character, into a personality, and that's what I try to do, especially as I've said in my previous video about this novel. I am actually writing as Anne throughout the whole book, so all the events run through her, and I'm actually looking at the world through her eyes, which was a real privilege to do. And the other thing I'd like to mention in this video is, as well as her adult writing with her two novels, I also touch on her childhood writings, which revolves around the world of Gondal, the magical world of Gondal, I think, which she and Emily created when they were children. And as I express it in the book, they wanted to break away from the controlling influence which Branwell and Charlotte had over them, because when they was writing as children, to begin with, Charlotte and Branwell were the ones who wrote the stories because Emily and Anne were too young to do so, but they seemed to orchestrate everything in these storylines and take on, they were overly powerful, and Emily and Anne wanted to break away from those structures and to create their own world apart from what Charlotte and Branwell were doing. I quite enjoyed delving into the Gondal saga. I actually I've written part of a novel based on the Gondal saga alone, which runs about 500 pages so far. I haven't written it for quite a while, but I was going to base it on the poems written by Emily and Anne on the subject of Gondal. But I discovered that when I used just Anne's part of the storyline through her poems, it's basically all 500 pages are based on her poems. So I mean, with Emily as well, it would be ridiculously epic length anyway, and I think it's some really nice aspects of storyline there, but I actually used what I wrote in the this Gondal piece, and brought it into the Anne novel, and I think that adds a bit of extra colour and texture to the whole narrative, which I think works quite well. Well, I think that's all for now. Thanks very much for tuning in once again. I've enjoyed expressing my views on my novel to you here today, and I look forward to sharing more of my work on the novel in the very near future. Thank you very much for viewing this video, and I look forward to meeting with you again very soon. Bye for now.